Yes. Okay. So.
Where to open?
As you probably have understood, I'm interested in the way mathematics can be relied with other kind of considerations, and it's interesting to see the same kind of thing in this book, because we have an attempt to link mathematics with literature and with murder crimes and etc. And the way we can find out who's the murderer simply by using mathematics. And of course, as a mathematician, and I was from the beginning very interested in this idea. So I read the book you sent me. It was an honor for me to be one of the first to read it, and I just can applaud you for this achievement. It's because I know, I can imagine how difficult it must have been. It's especially when you read a book when it seems simple to read. That means that it was difficult to write. So congratulations for you. I hope that it will be a big success, because your success will be a success for mathematics. Thank you.
Professor Srinivas will have few words about the book.
So, some of you may not know me. I am K. Srinivas. I am working in the Institute of Mathematical Sciences here, and associated with this institution since its inception. And my student, who was my, one of the students from Anna University, and so both of us share the studentship of that, and Nagaprasadu. That's how I came to know. So, in the lecture, you have seen that, how a simple example of counting grains, termed later by Euler, and he devised a system of linear recurrence equations. It's a theory now. It's independent of grains and all these things. And that is what mathematics is about. When you look at groups, for example, simple concept of group, the origin, it could be as, symmetries, for example. All of you are mathematicians, so I can talk a little bit about in these kind of terms, right? So you have a square table, let's say. When you move it, in what way you move so that the position will remain same? So you move 90 degrees or 180 degrees or 270 degrees or 360 degrees to say that it looks the same. And therefore, now you have a group, because you compose those things, still, the position of the table remains same. Similarly, if you take a circular table, you can move it in any way. The symmetry is maintained, the position is maintained. So you have a group of infinite order. Later, when you define the groups, you're not talking about table or round table or square table. You are only talking about abstract. So one of the reasons that, you see, it's very strange. We have heard of mathematics as the queen of all sciences. Mathematics is a very beautiful subject. The nature is written in the language of mathematics. And yet, most of the educated people, when you ask, very proudly they will say that I dislike mathematics. I hate mathematics, to say the least. Okay? So this is a very unfortunate thing that no other subject has got this kind of distinction, dubious distinction. When you listen to music, when you look at an art picture, nobody feels, kind of disturbed or kind of punished or something like that. But usually people who are doing mathematics, they will say that I am tormented by this subject. Okay? So, and there has been a talk, several attempts to remove this kind of fear for mathematics since long time. Okay? And you see, thing is, in schools, for example, the way we are taught mathematics, it's like a bunch of formulas. It's a magic. But the thing is, in school, we only read a very tiny part of mathematics. That's not actually mathematics. That's only very simple, Euclidean, up to that only. But the actual mathematics which is there, it comes later. That's number one. Second thing, the way it is presented, even in the schools, it is not presented like how we have seen today. If you just read it that geometric series A plus AR plus AR square plus, that kind of thing, you add it, you will get a formula. It doesn't seem intuitive. I mean, there is no intuition in it. You are playing with symbols. But now if you see like how Professor Rittaud, he drew the picture and then summed up the things, you can easily remember, you can visualize that what he's talking about, 1 plus x square plus up to x to the power n is equal to x to the power n plus 1 minus 1. It's very easy, all right? So that is one thing. Second thing that we come across, what is the application of mathematics? Invariably, those who are doing mathematics, they will be asked questions like this everywhere. What is the application of mathematics? Physics application, chemistry application, everyone knows. And they at least try to think that they have understood. But mathematicians, what do they do? All right? Where is it useful? Even though we are browsing internet, we are texting messages, we are using ATMs, everywhere there is mathematics applied. But still, we are not able to kind of, relate those two things. Therefore, there is a necessity that in order to reach to common scientific lay person, some attempt should be made by people who understand mathematics. And in this respect, I think Pi Mathematics Association has done tremendous work over the last several years. All right? And that's the reason why at one call, people like Michel Waldschmidt, Professor Michel Waldschmidt, professors like M.S. Raghunathan, Ram Murthy, Kumar Murthy, Professor Shanmugam, okay? Anyone, they will come. Professor Rittaud, he came twice, I mean, and I'm sure he is going to come whenever he will come to India. He would, okay? So I have taken a, approval, all right? A contract kind of thing. So therefore, one should understand that, there are. So now let me, conclude this quickly by saying that this book is an attempt to tell how to, to tell simple mathematics, how it is useful in real life applications. How can you solve we solve puzzles, but Professor Sivaraman is able to say those things in terms of solving a problem, solving in a detective who is solving a problem, you can see the beauty of mathematics behind it. All right? And those who have read Sherlock Holmes, it will be reminded, you have also written, and I have written the comment about that. So it is like a new avatar of Sherlock Holmes and Watson in this form of Rudran and his secretary. All right? And as Professor Rittaud said, it's very, very difficult to write a very simple expository kind of thing. And here he has written 12 chapters. Each of them deals with a certain kind of problems, where you will see the basic, logic of mathematics is inherent in each and everything. All right? The theory of elimination. When you say that, you are given a number and you say that it is sum of two squares. It's a prime number and it's a sum of two squares. Okay? And the number is between 15 and 20, something like this, you say. So one of the things is, think about sum of two squares. Which primes are sum of two squares and which are not? So you eliminate those which are not. And then you have few choices. Then you do something else and find out that this is exactly. So you see in this entire book, very nice graph theory, geometry, very nice concepts have been used to solve real, kind of in a story way, where the detective is finally finding out who is the culprit or how to solve what is the missing thing or where is the treasure. It's a very, very interesting book. And I congratulate Professor Sivaraman and his entire team of Pi Mathematics Association for this wonderful job. Thank you very much. It is going to be very useful for the society and also for the mathematics in general. All right. Thank you very much, and I'm very happy about this book. Thank you. Thank you.
Please. 1 minute. Yeah, please. Sure.
No need. Regular member of. Yeah, good evening, friends. I'm a regular member of British Council Library. When I wanted to give a project on mathematics application in laws, I searched the whole library, and after great difficulty, I got one book, which was on something like mathematics of big numbers, and some case studies were given on criminology and this one. Now, what Shivaraman has done is really good work. It will be really an encouragement to students, which will help such things. So, see, where literature is found very less, he's made an effort to collect this thing, etc. I really congratulate him, and then wish him all the best. I on behalf of Dr. Shanmugam also,